Question number 7, 8, and 9 are comprehension type questions, and all of them are based on this graph. So let us understand this graph first. The given candlestick chart. So this is called a candlestick chart because these shapes looks like candles, right? With the base and the wick. All right. So depicts the price of a particular stock over 10 days. See, up to day 10. It comprises of a rectangular box pierced by a line. The top and bottom ends of the line indicate the maximum and minimum prices. So, for example, this would be the maximum price that this stock attained on day 10, max. And this is the minimum. Clear? While the horizontal edges of the rectangle correspond to the stock's opening and closing prices. If the rectangle is white, the opening price is lower than the closing price. So this is a white rectangle. That means this point would be your opening price. Opening price. And since opening price is lower, so that means when the day's trading ends, the stock closes at a price higher than the opening price. It might not attain the maximum. It can be, but it also might not be, right? So this is the closing price. Now, if the rectangle is black, it's just the other way around. So that means the stock opened at a higher price. So looking at this black rectangle as an example, this is still the max and this is still the min, but the stock opened at a higher price and throughout the trading day it lost its value, and at the time when the market closed, its closing price was lower than the opening price, right? So if you have any problems, just slow down the video and try to understand. Okay, the explanation is all there. Take your time. And in the meantime, we're gonna check question 7. What does question 7 say? It says, which day saw the maximum percentage increase in stock price at closing from the opening? So that means the closing price should be greater than the opening price. So that immediately means this options won't be there because here the closing price is not greater than the opening price, right? These all opened higher and closed lower. So any one among the black boxes, so day 4 to day 9 will not be your answer. Day 4 to day 9. So all of these D and E options are gone, eliminated. Okay, so we have to work with 3. Day 2, 10, and 1. Okay, now what is percentage increase? Percentage increase is calculated by increase by original, right? So if we have to check the original prices, here the original opening price and here the original opening price, both of them are lower than the opening price here, 1, 2, and 10, right? Yes. So as we know, for a fraction, the lower the denominator, the greater the fraction. So we can simply not check option 2. It won't be the answer. Okay. Now let us check the change, actual change. We read the values from the graph. You can just eyeball it, okay? But don't try to go into decimals, just try to keep it in multiples of 5. So for day 1, you're gonna have the value as 2365, this one, and this will be nearly 2395. So your change will be 30. into 100%. Since we are comparing percentages, you don't need to use the percentage sign. Now let's check day 10. Day 10 here, this price is almost touching 2280, right? So 2280. This is 2280. And the upper part is nearly at the midpoint. So 2290. An increase of 10. Right? Now the denominator here becomes 3. The numerator here becomes 3 times of the numerator in day 10. And the denominator increases only slightly, right? So the increase in denominator is not significant enough to offset the increase in the numerator. So what will be our answer? Our answer will be day 1. Clear? Here the numerator becomes thrice, but the denominator does not decrease as much. So your day 1 will be higher. If you want, you can check the percentages in the calculator. But the sums are given in such a way that you spend time in calculating and not using mathematical tricks to calculate. Okay, so don't fall into that trap. Day 1 will be your answer, option C. Done?